Hello guys and welcome to the Refrag Academy. In today's video, I will dive into a B Execute. I will show you how to execute it with the utility. I will show you some of the run patterns that you have to learn and you have to be aware of. And I'll show you how to nail down the timing so you make sure that your B go is as effective as absolutely possible. It's a bit advanced. It takes a lot of time to get the timing down, but mega useful for whenever you play Mirage. So let's dive into it. Once you set up for your B go, I would always advise one guy from T-spawn to spend his smoke to smoke top window, just to make sure there's a bit of presence in top middle, because one of the things you need with a B go is a lot of manpower. So ideally you'd like all 5 players towards B, or at the very least 4 players. So smoke top window, have one guy just walking up top middle, flashing like this, just to show a bit of presence in middle, and then he can retreat and go back towards B apps with the rest of his team. You can also, to have an adaptation, leave one guy in top middle and have him serve as a lurker. But as I said, if you want an effective B go, I would advise in the beginning to have all 5 players over here in order to have as much manpower as possible, because someone will die in the process. It's almost impossible to do a clean B go. One guy using his smoke for top middle, flashing top middle, the rest of the boys over here will make sure to drop smokes for the guy standing over here. You can play in this position and you can stand in this position right here where I'm dropping smokes and throw every single smoke you need. So first one would be for window right here. You throw it like this. Second one would be for long door. You throw it like this. And third one is going to be for short. You throw it like this. As you can see, once this guy has practiced a little bit, he can do it insanely fast. And you have smoked off window, you smoked off long door, and you've smoked off short. And that's gonna make it significantly easier once you go out to the B bomb side. So ideally, you're gonna have a smoke guard standing right here who's gonna throw 3 different smokes in the span of a second and a half. Those smokes are gonna pop at the same time, so the timing is gonna be pretty goddamn good. As you can see, you're not waiting too long for the smokes to pop. The rest of the team is now setting up to do the execute coming out of B. You want the first player to be the guy just rushing out, having his gun out. So he's the guy who is standing up and setting up right here. This is gonna be player 1, player 2 standing behind him, player 3 over here. You wanna have all 3 guys ready to act on it. Player 1 swings out and all he has to do is kill whatever he sees in front of him, and then he gotta make sure to jump out the window like this. The sooner you jump out, the more space, the more chaos you're creating on towards the B bomb side. Same goes for player 2. There's one difference though. Player 2 has to trust his teammate, because instead of running out with his gun, he's running with his flash, and he's gonna flash out window like that. So when he's flashing, he's coming around the corner, has a player in front of him, flashing out the window like that, flashing out the window like that, jumping out with the back turn to it, and he's coming out here to help. So you have 2 guys jumping out the window, trying to create as much space as possible. I'll show you exactly where to look once we nail down the smoke. Player number 3, who's standing in this position, ideally, he'd be coming around and putting a Molotov either by car, or if you know your opponents, they like to play bench, by bench. One of 2 of these positions you want to Molotov, just so you make sure that there's not a player sitting car unaffected by anything, or to make sure there's not a player sitting behind bench unaffected. So player 3 will have to have a decision to make, either Molotov car or Molotov bench. And then he will, of course, as well come jumping out like this on balcony right here, helping to clear. The guy who smoked off before, once he's done throwing his smoke, he can, if he wants to, throw flashes above right here, but not, again, this is where timing comes into the place, not after they jump out the window. So if he can smoke and then throw 1 flash above the roof, that's gonna be fine, but he cannot throw 2 in case that makes the players jumping out the window blind. So there's a lot of timings going on. Now we have the smokes, we have the flashes, we have the Molotovs nailed down. I'll just show you what it looks like when you're jumping out. Let's pretend that you're player number 1 and player number 2. Player number 2 coming out like this, flashing out. Together with player number 1, they're gonna jump out like this. They clear this and they clear this, because theoretically a player can sit right here and hold window, and theoretically a player can stand right here and hold. If he's in this position, he should be blinded by the flashes, and that's why you want to clear this so you kill him straight away. If he's standing right here and dodging, there's a way where he can dodge, then look up to you. That's why you want to jump out 2 people. So while he's shooting at the first guy, second guy is just gonna jump out and kill him. So you trade essentially. So you're jumping out the window, coming out of this, you're checking like this, check this corner, shortest smoke, you don't have to worry about that. Then you check sight in case that someone is standing right here or standing right here. You have that duel, and you want all the way back over here and check back side. You basically want to take as much control over the B bomb side as early as possible. Most of the time when you do a B execute, it's the short player who's very exposed, whereas the car player or the guy holding B apps more often than not will be standing, jumping like this. Once he sees all the flashes, smokes coming over, he will retreat and put down a defensive smoke like this. Of course, this is going to disturb you a little bit, because he can now hide behind this smoke and he can cause havoc. So what I will say in order to counter this guy is to be fearless. as I said, I would more often than not actually opt to Molotov bench because it's easier to clear car than it is to clear this position when there's smoke in front of him. And as I said, when you're jumping out, you just gotta clear the corners. You just gotta keep on going. If there's a smoke here, don't care about it in the beginning because you're gonna run past it, kill the guy potentially being in backside. And now if he's still behind this smoke, you're coming in from 2 different angles. You have maybe a player coming out car. He's ready to walk through the smoke. The second you can see on the radar that your 2 teammates are coming around from this angle, then all of a sudden this guy at bench, he can maybe get 1 kill. If he's very good, 2 kills. But even by that, his job is done. So it's about forcing him into a position where he has to hide behind the smoke and then try to sandwich him. It can be very chaotic. It can be very hard to do anything about it, but you gotta be fearless. You gotta force that duel. And as I said, the reason why I want 5 players over here is that there's a great chance that you will die when you're the first guy running out. So you gotta be a little bit fearless. You're coming out with the flashes like this. As said, this guy nailed the jump out. Odds are that you will fight someone or you will get killed, but then it's the second guy coming out's job to trade frag. While these 3 guys are rushing out, guy number 4 of course is coming with them, and then essentially if you have a 5th guy up here as well, he comes out as well. Or if you do decide to go with the route where he was the one faking mid presence in the early round, then maybe when you're doing the B-go, he can start to sneak out right here and see if he can catch off a rotation. It could be that a short player is hiding behind the smoke. It could be that someone is rotating through connector or someone is checking through window. This guy, again, with an A lurker, you have the same job here as a B lurker. Find a timing where you can punch in, way in, and maybe disturb a potential retake. So a lot of timings, a lot of utility, a bit advanced, but once you nail the B-go, you're gonna be mega effective on Mirage. Now that you've seen how you do a B execute, it's very important you